the theater of power, hidden agendas, the Greater Israel Project, and the Cabal's control. The political commentary we encounter today often circles back to the same recurring themes, especially on platforms like Judge Napolitano's discussions. These analyses may seem insightful, but they tend to echo a well-worn narrative. A powerful cabal operating above nations, manipulating global events, orchestrating wars, and installing world leaders. Despite the diversity of opinions and guests, the conversations become repetitive, as they rarely offer solutions or challenge the system's foundations. If the current structure of power remains intact, these discussions, however well-intentioned, are mere observations of a grand spectacle orchestrated by hidden elites. The Greater Israel Project, a hidden agenda in plain sight. The war in Gaza is not just a local conflict but part of a broader, long-term geopolitical plan known as the Greater Israel Project. This theory posits that Israel seeks to expand its influence and territorial control from the Nile to the Euphrates, an ambition subtly referenced in historical Zionist literature. However, this project isn't being pursued through direct, conventional means alone. The brilliance of the strategy lies in manipulating adversaries who appear to oppose it, like Iran, Turkey, and Russia, while ensuring they play their assigned roles in a grander scheme. Take Iran, for example. Although it presents itself as a fierce critic of Israel and the U.S., it operates in ways that paradoxically align with Israel's broader objectives. In Syria, for instance, Iran's involvement indirectly supports a divided and weakened state, serving Israel's strategic interests by neutralizing a once powerful neighbor. Similarly, Turkey, under President Erdogan, maintains a facade of opposition while conducting lucrative trade with Israel, especially through oil deals facilitated by Azerbaijan. This duplicity reinforces the idea that apparent enemies often collaborate behind the scenes to maintain global power dynamics. The Erdogan-Netanyahu theater, a game of optics. Erdogan's public persona is one of defiance, particularly toward Israel, but his actions tell a different story. A prime example is his oil trade with Israel, which is conducted discreetly through Azerbaijan. These transactions contradict his public rhetoric and reveal a deeper alignment with Israeli interests. Netanyahu, an experienced strategist, fully understands these theatrics. A clear instance of this choreographed spectacle was the one-minute incident at the 2009 Davos summit, where Erdogan publicly confronted Shimon Peres over Gaza. While it appeared to be an act of defiance, it was arguably a well-rehearsed performance designed to elevate Erdogan's status in the Muslim world. This act of political theater made Erdogan a hero to many in the Muslim community, further consolidating his influence in the region. Yet, behind closed doors, Turkey and Israel continued to maintain essential diplomatic and economic ties. The message is clear. In international politics, the show presented to the public is often far removed from the reality behind the scenes. Leaders like Erdogan know how to play both sides, and Netanyahu is well-versed in managing these complex relationships to serve his agenda. The cabal and the illusion of opposition. The overarching narrative in many geopolitical analyses points to a hidden elite, a cabal that transcends national borders and controls global events. This cabal manipulates both allies and adversaries to maintain its dominance, ensuring that even seemingly opposing powers like Russia, China, and the West ultimately follow the same script. Figures like Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping are often portrayed as challengers to Western hegemony, but their actions suggest otherwise. Russia's involvement in Syria, for instance, stabilizes certain areas while leaving others fragmented, aligning with the goals of both Israel and the U.S. Similarly, China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is often framed as a counterbalance to Western influence, yet it operates within the same global financial structures dominated by Western elites. Both Putin and Xi maintain relationships with global banking institutions and international organizations, signaling that they are not truly independent actors but participants in a larger system of control. This manufactured opposition serves an important purpose. It keeps populations engaged in analyzing political events that are, in essence, distractions. As long as people are focused on the theatrics of power struggles and conflicts, they remain unaware of the deeper forces shaping these events. Commentators and analysts, no matter how insightful, often end up playing into the cabal strategy by reinforcing the narratives it wants the public to consume. Conclusion: the illusion of change. Ultimately, the endless analyses and debates we see in media circles amount to little more than commentary on a carefully staged play. The power structures remain intact. Wars continue to serve the interests of a hidden elite, and leaders, regardless of their public personas, follow the same underlying directives. Without a fundamental shift in the system, all discussions are simply observations of a pre-scripted narrative designed to maintain the status quo. In this complex game of global politics, money is the driving force, and the rest is mere noise. The real challenge lies not in analyzing the surface-level theatrics, but in recognizing and addressing the hidden forces that orchestrate them. Until people begin to look beyond the smoke and mirrors, they will remain trapped in a cycle of analysis that offers no real solutions, only the illusion of understanding.